Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Do you need a keyboard that you can easily connect up to multiple different devices, and it's also got backlighting as well, and it's wireless? Well, this may be the keyboard for you. It's from Seenda. It's a 7-colour backlit wireless keyboard. The recommended retail price on this is around about £45, and we do have links in the description just below.
From high-speed networking to enterprise storage, at Rechargeable we have a solution for you. We're a UK-based vendor specialising in computer hardware components, so whether you're powering a data centre or upgrading a laptop, we can help. At Rechargeable, you'll get a dedicated account manager that gets to know you and your business, supporting you from our head office in Yorkshire. All our products are OEM compatible, tested in-house to ensure performance. And what's more, we offer a 5-year warranty across all our SSD range and lifetime on our memory. Want to find out more about our partner programme? Visit rechargeable.com.
Okay, before we go over the contents, let's just go quickly through the specifications. So this is a 4-in-1 Bluetooth keyboard. So it's got 5.1 Bluetooth. It's got the 4 channels on the top, so you can swap between different devices holding down the function key, button 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's got 7 colour backlit keyboard. That means you can change the colour of the keyboard between 7 preset colours. There's no special RGB effects or anything along that lines, and you can't adjust each individual key or do any special effects or anything along that lines. It's got Windows and Mac layout, so it can be good for any. You can use it on obviously a tablet, computer, laptop, iPad Pro, Air Mini, anything along that lines, iPhone and so forth. Anything what's got Bluetooth. So bear in mind, they do call this a wireless keyboard. It is actually a Bluetooth wireless keyboard. A little bit misleading on the box. Normally, a standard wireless keyboard would come with a little dongle or adapter you would plug into your PC or laptop, which would allow then the keyboard to work wirelessly between the two. This doesn't come with that adapter. Your device needs to have Bluetooth on it and enabled for this to work. So you have to make sure your laptop's got Bluetooth or your PC and so forth. A lot of PCs do not come with Bluetooth as standard, so you would have to check. Most laptops do, and pretty much most smart devices do these days. So just bear that in mind. If you're buying it for a PC, make sure you've got Bluetooth. If you haven't, you can go out and buy a Bluetooth dongle to plug into a USB port fairly cheap. It will neither work with the cable on, for example, using the cable as a data cable. It doesn't work like that. The cable is just for charging. So again, make sure you have got Bluetooth on the device you want to use it on. It's got a 12-degree tilt ergonomic design, which is pretty good. It's got a rechargeable battery built inside, so you don't have to swap out batteries with AA's, AA's or anything like that. And it's a 1600 milliamp lithium battery, which you charge by plugging it into whatever it may be. If you're using the RGB lighting on there, the battery will work for roughly about 5 days before you need to charge it. If you're not using the RGB lighting, or should I say coloured lighting, then the battery will last up to 30 days. The product has also got an 18-month warranty, but this product is exclusively through Amazon, so you will probably have to deal with Amazon in most cases to get anything rectified. Okay, let's start off with what's in the box. So first of all, we got the packaging. The packaging is pretty sturdy. The keyboard's inside the box with this foam around it, foam lid, so it's protected from all sides, and then the keyboard was in a plastic bag. Probably not the best stuff for the environment, in all honesty, for recycling wise, but it was well protected, so take that as you wish. Next up, you've got the manual. The manual does tell you all the instructions of how to do everything. So you've got from how to pair it with another device, all the way up to changing the colour, the brightness and everything like that, as well as how to charge it up. So it's pretty straightforward. I think around about 12-13 pages are in English. The rest of this manual is in different languages. So again, it has got at least some sort of manual there with it, which is good. Next, you've got USB cable. This is USB Type C, which plugs into the actual keyboard, and then that would the other end, which is a USB Type A, would plug into your laptop, PC, or other USB charging point. And it's pretty straightforward. It's 1 meter long. It's only a charge cable, so it's not a data cable. You cannot use it, for example, if you were to plug this into a laptop or a PC and didn't want to use the wireless function, it wouldn't work with the cable. That is there merely for charging and charging only. Okay, first thing to notice about the keyboard itself is that it is low profile. That's because they're using scissor switches on here instead of mechanical switches. So that's scissor switches, which are sort of like a cross underneath the actual keys. So when you press them down, they sort of flatten down and then pop back up again. Very similar to what you get on most laptops. So it's not a mechanical, it is a scissor switch design. But saying that, it does seem very quiet. We'll do more sound tests in a few minutes, and it does feel comfortable to type on, which is a bonus. The top it seems to be made out of a hard plastic. The bottom again is made out of plastic. Seems to be probably a slightly cheaper plastic, or not as thick, because it does have a little bit of a flex to it, especially on this end here. But then again, unless you're going to be using it to kill loads of zombies or something like that and whacking people around the head, it should be fine for general use. There is not much in the way of extras on the bottom. There is no way to adjust the height. It does have a slight degree tilt on there already, but it's unfortunately not adjustable. So it's a 12-degree slant on it. So as long as you're happy with that, which to be honest that should cover most people, then you should be fine. Now the only other things to note on here is where you plug your USB cable into here, which is a USB Type C connection, as we said before. So you just get your cable, plug it in there, and that's pretty much it. And then you've got an on and off switch there as well. So you just plug that in and or switch it on and off, depending on if you want to use it or not. Obviously, if you leave it switched on with the RGB lights going flat out, the battery is only going to last about 5 days apparently. But if you have the RGB lights off, it'll last up to 30. Okay, to set the Bluetooth up so you can use it on obviously your laptops, PCs, phones and blah 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 blah, what you have to do is hold the function key down here and then press the Bluetooth #1 key here. It will flash. It probably won't show very well on the camera because it doesn't light up the lights, to be honest with you. So you hold that down for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, then let go. When you've done that, then depending on which one of these you want to pair, so let's just say you wanted to pair that one with your phone, so you will be able to press the Bluetooth #4 button down for 3 seconds, and it starts and goes into the pairing mode. When it goes into the pairing mode, that means you can then connect it up to the other device you want it to. So obviously you have to go in your settings, set up Bluetooth, add device and so forth. But then what you can do is do the same with #3 and then set that up for another device, and then the #2 and #1 for different devices. And then if you ever need to swap between devices, you just press on the key you want and it will then allow you to access that device using the Bluetooth keyboard. So it saves you having to reset it up on each device each time. Okay, so I've turned most of the lights off in the studio so you can actually see this, because the keyboard itself, while it looks pretty good on the camera here, as soon as you put a lot of lights on in a room, the lighting is that dull. In most cases you don't even realise it's on, even if it's on its brightest setting. But you can adjust the colour effects on here by holding the function key down on the keyboard there and then pressing the little symbol there. So that'll let you change between the different colours or have the lighting effects off. There is no strobing, rainbow effects or anything like that. You can't choose specific colours for specific keys, it has to be one of those options. You do have the ability though to change the brightness, so you have got brightness up and down there. Obviously you'll see when it gets all the way to the top, the brightness, these buttons flash 3 times here, just to let you know it's as bright as it's going to go. Now if you wanted to pair this up with a Bluetooth device, which obviously that's the only devices you can use this with, is a Bluetooth device, what you have to do is hold this function key down and then the Bluetooth number 1 key down for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now that should have flashed, it did flash, but it was that dull you could probably not even see it on the camera. Once you've done that, then to start the pairing mode, what you do is hold down the key you want to pair with a specific device. So if we wanted to pair number 1 with a laptop, so we hold that down now for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and you can see it's flashing. That's basically saying you can now pair that up with another device. Again, you may not see the colouring too good on the actual screen because it's not the brightest lights on the keyboard. Once you've paired that up with your laptop, you can then repeat the same thing with the number 2 key and then sync that up or pair it up with, let's say, a tablet. And then number 3, you can do that with your phone, and number 4 you can do with your desktop if it's got Bluetooth. And then whenever you want to swap between the different machines you control it, you just click on the number you want and it will then control that device without having you to set it up on each individual device every single time. So basically it's got 4 Bluetooth channels in there, so you can access 4 devices at the same time. Your caps lock key as well as your number lock key do have little lights on them in the little corner there. When you press them, it does light up. You can see it comes on a sort of a green tint. Doesn't help that the keyboard's lit up green at the moment, but it gives you a rough idea. Let's just change the colouring. There you go. So you can see the caps lock is lit up, so you can see obviously what the keys do. You've also got the option on the number lock for lighting that up as well. Scroll lock does not light up. Okay, so for any reason you're one of these people who like scroll lock to light up, it doesn't. The only other keys what will light up are the Bluetooth keys we mentioned before. Okay, now we're going to do a quick microphone test or sound test just to see how loud it is. I'm currently slightly further away from the microphone because we're doing the test, so if you think it sounds a little bit quieter than normal, that's why. This is the microphone here. It's a wireless receiver. It's what I normally have on my shirt. And we're going to basically just check to see how it sounds between the two. And there's roughly a 10cm distance between the microphone and the keyboard. Okay, so let's just do some basic typing. And as you can see there, or at least here, it's not very loud. It might sound slightly louder on the microphone because obviously it's only 10cm away, but generally if you're typing that in a normal office, no one's going to hear you. If you're in obviously a really quiet room like at home or something like that, you may get a slight noise from it, but in all honesty, that's pretty much as quiet as you're really going to get off a keyboard. So again, that's pretty good. You do have obviously that lighting effect, which does help if you are in a dark room, but in all honesty, as soon as you turn a lot of lights on, for example, I'll put the lights on in our studio, you'll see those colours start to fade quite quickly. There you go, that's with half of our studio lights on. As you can see, it's very hard to make out the colouring on the keyboard now. So just bear that in mind. I know why. Obviously it can't be the brightest lights in the world because that will drain the battery down and you don't want to be charging it up every 2 to 3 hours. And so the lighting effects on these are subtle, is probably the best way of putting it, and best looked at when it's dark in a room, in all honesty. So if you're in a dark room typing away in your bedroom or something while the husband or wife's asleep or whatever, or playing games on your computer while your parents think you're asleep or whatever, then it will light up and you will be able to see it. But in daylight or in a normal lit up room, you're going to struggle to see the lighting effects. Thank you for watching this video, everyone. It's really appreciated you made it all the way to the end. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and even click that bell so you get notifications of new videos and live streams. It does help support the channel, and supporting the channel basically means that we can release more content for you and also better quality content going forward. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.